What's going on there, friends? My name is M238, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. On July 28th, 2013, so about 6 years ago at this point, I did a Let's Play of this game on the deluxe version on the Game Boy Color. Then, 4 years later, on December 19th, 2017, I redid the LP again because I thought I could do better than what I did 6 years ago, and I was satisfied with how the project turned out on when I did it 4 years later. And now we are enhancing this 2 years later, well, almost 2 years later if you do the math correctly, and we have now upgraded substantially. This game came out or at least Link's Awakening Deluxe came out around 1998, and so, you know, 20 years later, here we are in a much different version than what you are used to seeing if you've been familiar with the game. This game came out today on September 20th, 2019 on the Nintendo Switch. And oh man, when this game when they first really announced this game that it was going to be remade on the Nintendo Switch, that blew my mind a lot. I've never been so mind blown on a game release for a very, very long time, up until the most, well, not the most recent Nintendo Direct at this point, but like when they had a Nintendo Direct that talks about a bunch of new releases I've never been so excited up until this point. And here we are. We are playing Link's Awakening. So, of course, this is my third time playing Link's Awakening, but this time it's going to be a lot different. It's not going to be the same as what you saw 6 years ago or 2 years ago. As this game runs on a completely different engine. It's pretty much it's like different enough that it's a whole different game at this point. So anyway, enough talk. Let's go ahead and just play the game, shall we?
Nah.
Well, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Taryn. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of the shield. Well, there we go. So we got our first item right off the bat, which is the shield. So, one of the major differences between original Link's Awakening to this is that because we're coming from a Game Boy to the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch obviously has a lot more buttons than a Game Boy, and so with that, they actually added a permanent shield button. So the shield will always be equipped on yourself. You do not have to unequip it for any reason, which is pretty nice. All right, so this is Mabe Village. It is our main village of the game. We'll be exploring here a few times. If you do look in the map, well, right now there's not really a whole lot. Well, we haven't really revealed a lot of the map right now, obviously. But if you look at the whole overview, it's not a very large map of the game. So there's not very many areas to explore, but man, they changed a lot of things in this version. That it's going to be significantly longer than what I provided two years ago. So anyway, we currently don't have anything to protect ourselves besides a defensive item, a shield. So you can bonk off of enemies with the shield, and you can reflect projectiles off of them, and like such as these Octorocks, with these rocks right here, and that's so that you don't take any damage. They actually tell you the names of the areas, which is nice because I don't know any of the areas because they never really tell you in the original, so that's nice. Oh, I just got hit right off the bat. Isn't that lovely? Okay. So you can move these Gordos. They're not called Gordos, they're called urchins, but they look like Gordos from Kirby. Man, listen to this all these enhanced remakes of all the songs in this game. So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. So the owl returns. Don't I miss him? Alright, got our sword, and it's ours because our name is on it. I don't see my name on it. Do you guys see my name on it? I don't. Alright. We kill the urchin during the cutscene. So now with the sword, you can kill enemies. So now you're not completely hopeless against these guys, which is great. So, you don't have to kill everything, but if you want to, you can. You can get rupees, you can get hearts from them. And that's pretty much it. So this game, so because I am recording this game on day one, of the game that this game comes out on, I don't really know all of the major changes yet, So I'm just playing the game as I go. But as soon as I figure out and play more of the game, I will definitely be showing off everything with the best of my ability, of course. So for now, this is the best that we can do. Go ahead. So now that we have a sword, we can cut these grass over here and fall down the well. And this, right off the bat, is our first piece of heart. So in the original Link's Awakening, there were 12 heart pieces, leaving you a total of 14 heart containers throughout the entire game. However, they did a lot to this game. And by that, there are... I'm going to take a guess and say that there are 36 heart pieces. Because you can get a total... Because in this game, your max HP goes up to 20 hearts instead of 14. So there's going to be a lot that we need to do. Which is going to be fun. Hello there. Ho, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer, welcome to the mysterious forest. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint's island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Now, is he really watching? The world may never know. So, the other major difference you can see is, of course, there are no screen transitions, you know, thanks to, like, being able to, like, outsmart the Game Boy's limitations on a much higher technology console. So, that's nice. So that way you can, like, move, you can, like, move freely. Enemies don't really despawn. Well, enemies do despawn if you're off screen from their spawn point long enough, then they do respawn. It's just something that we deal with. So, like, if I come back, like, right now, oh, I guess I'm wrong. But sometimes they do respawn. That's what I'm getting at. So you can kill off those enemies. We got a guy with a shield. Combating in this game is a lot different than in the original Link's Awakening. The reason is because the enemies behave differently. Much differently, actually. So that's one of the few tweaks that they added, which is pretty nice. Also, if I set this up right. Alright, I'm gonna give myself only one try, now it's my one try. But basically, you can actually set up yourself so that if you stand on the very last spot before you're about to fall down, then you can release a spin attack and you'll break the 2 crystals. That way you don't have to go all the way around like I'm doing right now, so you can get this chest easier. And we can get 50 rupees, or a purple rupee, for short. Alright, now that we got rupees, we can do a little bit more things now. So we got a heart piece right there. Can't get to it. As those little skull things are blocking the way. That's unfortunate. Whatever shall we do? Alright, back to the mysterious forest. This jerk needs to move out of the way. And we got a toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma flows into your nostrils. Does it really smell that good? Do I want to smell any mushroom that I see in the forest? I think not. What if a mushroom's poisonous? then it's game over. And then, thanks for watching the LP. Get out of here. And I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll go over what that is later when it's actually more relevant. Right now, it's not relevant, so I'm just gonna keep going. But yeah, so far, as far as how much I played this game, I played 3 hours of this game before I decided I wanted to record this. But the game looks fantastic. I love the way everything looks in this game. I believe all the characters, like, they're so cute looking, including Link himself. I mean, yeah. Link as well as Marin. They all look fantastic in this game. Very nice. Like, I really like what they did with most of the stuff here. The other thing I like is whenever you go to an object you cannot interact with at all. In the original game, the game like reminds you every time you touch an object that, hey, you cannot do anything about this. You need an item for that. They changed that so that you don't have to worry about that anymore. Such a big change. I love it. Also, this is your pause menu. Just like in original Link's Awakening, you can only use 2 equipable items at a time, but because there's more buttons to work with, your shield's always a permanent item, your sword is always a permanent item. This is not a permanent item. Well, actually it is. Okay, never mind. But later on, when we get some other items, those items become, those items are equipable items that you'll be switching around with other items as you get more items. You can also switch to the map. You can also switch to the system right here, which, as you can see, the game tells you the controls. I don't know why the game's giving me controls for the gamepad when I'm using a Pro Controller, but they're basically the same buttons for the most part. You can save your game, which, you know, doesn't hurt to save your game. This is my practice file right here. You can see how far in the game I played up to so far. So let's go ahead and save. Alright, cool. Hello there. Ah, it has a sleepy toadstool, it does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will. She's going crazy with that. Alright. It's all ready it is. Take care, as there's not much there. Why not try a bit of my hut? Alright. Got magic powder. So now you can, so this is an equipable item. So we're gonna go ahead and equip that. I'm actually gonna equip it right here. Because I think it's easier for me. So you can test it out over here. And yeah, you can use it on enemies, and then if you either pay for more powder or you go get the mushroom from the forest, and what is it? And then trade it for powder again. So there's 2 options. I prefer to be cheap and get it the free way, so yeah. Alright. So now what do we do with the powder? Well, let's figure it out. Also, another one of my like minor complaints, I guess, is that you only move with you have analog movement, but you only move in 8 directions with analog movement, and that's kind of strange. Because you can't use the D-pad's not used for anything at all, but you can move in 8 directions, which is what the D-pad's meant to be used for. 8 different directions, whereas the control stick is supposed to be used for 360 movement, but no, that's not so much the case. But again, that's only a minor thing. Not really much to complain about. So yeah. Hello. As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder. Okay. Powder, eh? What about magic powder? You're gonna be lost thanks to me. Well, isn't that lovely? Alright, well... Looks like he did some magic to me. Isn't that just lovely? If you're low on... If you take a lot of damage, you can go to this great fairy right here. She will heal you up. But I don't need to heal up right now. Oh look, the raccoon's over there this time. Yeah, the forest just keeps looping around, so this can be your first major point where you can get lost, because the Mysterious Woods is pretty confusing at first. Look at it go! It's spinning! He's spinning! Oh, it turns out to be Terran.
Yeah.
The last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but it sure was fun. Man, imagine being what you dream of. Like, I could dream of myself being a tiger, and I will not appear as a tiger in real life. Alright, so now that he uncursed the forest, get the tail key, and then what do you know? Here he is. Take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now. The windfish is waiting. Who is this windfish? I want to know. Like, is this windfish a good guy? Or is this windfish, like, gonna be my enemy later?